Switch it up.
Yo. Peace, love, and light and healing energy to all who comes across this video. You are now watching this spill. I'm out here in the rising, getting some grounding in the sun. Yeah, right. Get out, get some sun. This park is beautiful, man. A beautiful ass park. I like to come out here and get my grounding, get some sun. I'm telling you. So I did the video. It's one of my followers. I follow her too on TikTok. It's this beautiful woman named April. But she posts a lot of stuff. She posted one video and that shit caught my attention. That shit was crazy. Like, she be having the wildest stories, man. The shit she be going through. I just feel like, damn. But she made one video, one of the recent ones, about the situation she was going through with her ex or whatnot. And I told her I was gonna make something about it. Like, I had to say something about that one. So I did. I made the video, but I wasn't in the right energy when I made it. So not only was it nighttime, so you barely see me, but I don't know, man. Like, my speech just wasn't on point for some reason. I kept slurring over my words. My topics were all over the place. So we're gonna go again. I'm gonna do this again. All right. So first things first, for a lot of you women, a lot of you, especially the indigenous colored women, you guys need to, I don't know, it's like a tough subject. It's a tough subject right there. Because, a lot of times people be like, people subscribe to this and that and this, and it's not really your job to try to put somebody on to something else, right? And that's cool. But when you know the knowledge, man, right? And the way I see it is, a lot of you guys gotta wake up. Like, y'all gotta wake up, man. For real. But how's it going, man? It's a beautiful dog. Oh, you got two of them over there. Yeah, a lot of you guys gotta wake up, man. It's like, you gotta know the truth of who you are first of all. You gotta know the truth of who you are. Like, we are at spiritual warfare right now. And we've been at spiritual warfare for the longest. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Like, this matrix has been on repeat for multiple lifetimes. So it's like, with religion, it completely took this world by storm, as far as bamboozling people and disconnecting them from actual source. So you got a lot of people who think they're connected to God and all this and that and this and that, not knowing the truth of who the true God of this matrix is. And the most individuals affected by that are colored women. And there's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know the truth about the moon. And you got a lot of individuals who don't have souls, like your NPCs, clones and shit. They don't have souls. So with that being said, they were never here during a time when there was no moon. So they don't remember that. They don't remember what it was like having 2-3 sons. You know what I'm saying? this whole story about woman coming from man, that is some bullshit. All right, women was here first. Women was always here first until the Anunnaki came. Then that's when men came about. All right, women was here first, man. So with that being said, the true gods of this realm are women, colored women. So that's why they got you with religion. They got you guys praying to an individual outside of yourself, when the individual you truly need to be looking towards is yourself, your higher self. So with that being said, I know a lot of you guys like excuse me for saying her name. I don't know if she would appreciate that or not, but I'm not really trying to put her information up there. But at the same time, it's like, I did tell her I was gonna make a video, not specifically for her, but something that will probably help her out. I'm not telling you to unsubscribe from her, whoever you pray to, but you do need to know the truth. You have a lot of men out here who have been operating in their divine feminine energy, and that's due to the cause of the repeating of this matrix. All right, so you got a whole lot of shit that's flip-flop upside down. Okay. So in order to not only contain control of this matrix, but to contain control of the gods and goddesses of this matrix, they created a whole bunch of programs. And one of those programs was religion. All right. Religion was pretty much the stronghold. So it's the first thing they did when they took over this planet was they separated us. They destroyed most of our towers that connected us. They cut down our big ass trees that connected us. Those trees, our atmosphere was way different. The atmosphere back then was way different. Everything was way different. I'm talking about a time when women ruled the world. All right. They attacked this motherfucking planet. I wouldn't be surprised if the actual planet is actually destroyed. Like they fucked this planet up and they separated everybody. In the midst of doing that, that automatically put us in survival mode, right? And then came your fake humans. What I mean, your fake humans is every continent, the original inhabitants of every continent is an indigenous, aboriginal, copper tone, what you guys would like to say, black individual. Okay. However, in a lot of these continents, most of them have been whitewashed. And not necessarily, white people. It's like a lighter version, a more whiter version of that original race. You think I'm playing? Look at Australia. Hell, even Asia. There's parts of Asia where Asian people look like us. The original Asian people look like us. They got the nappy hair and everything. They just got the cheeky eyes. They even got the wide noses, just like us. In Australia, the original being there is still currently going through transition. They look like islanders. They look like people from Hawaii. They look like a mixture of Hawaiians and Vietnamese people. But they too have the woolly hair just like us, but they're transitioning. So their hair is turning blonde. You can see it like the original people, the odors, black, brown hair, brown eyes, but yet their offsprings are coming out with blonde hair and blue eyes. But you wouldn't know that though, because they try to tell you and show you that any and everybody from Australia is white, and that's false. Like there's a lot of knowledge everybody needs to know about this place. And you got other people who are woke like me. Some like we all possess a different amount of knowledge, different types of knowledge. And it's like that for a reason. Like if everybody had the same knowledge, they probably would have assassinated everybody by now. Like they real talk, they probably would have gotten rid of everybody by now and just kept a handful just to get that knowledge. This is why they can't get rid of us, because we all possess a sacred piece of knowledge that most of us don't have. Like I got some knowledge that you might not have. You got knowledge that I might not have. You know what I'm saying? It's like that for a reason, man. Even with our temples, building the pyramids, we didn't put everything on the pyramids because we knew what was going to happen. We knew what was going to happen. All right. But it's like you guys need to actually take heed to that. Like, think about that. Pay attention to all these ancient civilizations, right? Pay attention to all the ancient civilizations. Do your research on it. There's literally over 10,000 pyramids, more than 10,000 pyramids all over this planet, not just on land, but in the sea as well. This planet underwent many changes, many shifts throughout its life cycles, all right, throughout its lifetime. So, yeah, you have a lot of ancient civilizations that are underwater. You have a lot of pyramids that are here in America. A lot of people don't speak up about it. The Grand Canyon is the original Egypt, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful place. Um, a lot has changed over the time, and in order for them to somewhat successfully, keep us at bay, they used a whole bunch, or they created a whole bunch of programming and then had it on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. So you guys need to understand just how serious this warfare actually is. Those who constantly get attacked by people from your past, loved ones, family members, stuff like that. When you came into this world, you chose your family for a reason. But just because you came from that family doesn't make that family your true family. All right? So if your family isn't much of a family, you might be the black sheep of that family. A lot of you came here on contract to not only heal your bloodline or create a new bloodline, but to learn yourself, to relearn yourself, to wake up to who you truly are in the process. And that's a lot. Like, it's one thing to have to, break generational curses, but it's a completely other thing to have to wake up and remember who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, breaking curses is one thing, doing that shadow work, dark night of the soul, that's one thing. But it's a whole nother ball game when it comes to you remembering who you are. For women, it's tough, man. It's tough because sheesh, even for men, I see it in men too. Like for some reason, people are fucking lazy. You know, they wanna break away. Like in deep down in their mind, they want to break away from the concept of a God outside of self, and yet they still seek that light outside of self. Okay, and it's like, stop being a little scaredy ass, man. You are one of the original creators, or at least an offspring of one of the original creators. With that being said, you need to act like it. Period. All right. Yes, there is a higher source. It's called the universe. It's called the universe, man. But the God of this matrix, he goes by many names. Many names. And he's worshipped by many, many, many different religions. And these religions don't even know it. This guy is selfish, big headed, and he wants to be praised. He wants all the praise, to the point to where he's not only your version of God, but he's also your version of Satan. And that right there in itself is a big wham bam, because in this universe there is no good and evil. It's just balance. It's balance. Those who seek balance, you receive the most in life, because you operate on the same level as the universe. Those who don't seek balance and don't know the importance of duality, that's when you start getting the karma, whether good or bad. All right. Either way, you would get your karma. So if you are too good of a person, and I don't mean like, I gotta put this. When I say duality, I mean you can be a good person, but don't be afraid to let your demon out neither. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to let your dark side play for a little bit. It's okay. Sometimes you have to do that to put a motherfucker in their place, especially if you're a goddess. Especially if you're a goddess, bro. Excuse me, guys, man. I used to smoke a lot. Like when I was side note, so I'm breaking off for a little bit. So when I was with my twin flame, she that was a very depressive moment for me, especially after, because I was forced to leave my first child behind, and the things like my ancestors in the universe were asking me to completely walk away from her, just to give the baby mama the space that she needed to do her thing and grow and shit like that, right? So yeah, man, going through that whole process had me depressed. So I used to smoke a lot. I used to try to mask the situation a lot by smoking weed, man. So yeah, that's why I can speak. I can speak and give you some insight or two about masking the situation. That's why I made those videos. That, and man, I eat a lot of cheese, bro. I ain't not even gonna lie. So yeah, I really gotta cleanse my body like crazy, man. So that's why I'm always coughing up phlegm and shit. Just so you guys know. But I cut that out. I stopped smoking a minute ago. And it was tough. I'm proud of myself that I did it. But that's another thing too, guys. is they knocked us down, knocked you down to your 3D form. And then instead of allowing you to regain yourself and your conscious back the natural way, they created all of these vices. This is why this matrix is here. This matrix is full of vices. It's literally designed around you, the gods and goddesses. This matrix is completely designed around you. But since the creation of the white man, it's pretty much been, especially over here in America, they're trying to recreate a whole matrix within the matrix for the white man itself. All right. That's why you go to predominantly white neighborhoods, they're all nice. The parks are nice. The schools are nicer. Shit like that. Hell, even the businesses. Even the businesses are nicer. Right? It's all, like I said, it's all programming to put you at a lower state, to make you feel lower than who you actually are. So it's like if you're not really woke enough to see that, you know, you'll see it for exactly what it is in 3D form and not what it is from the spiritual. All right. So a lot of things you got to learn how to stop looking with your two eyes and look with your one eye. All right. Your third eye. You got to learn how to see things with your third eye. And yeah, like I said, with the whole God thing and the indigenous women, you guys really need to break away from religion at all costs. You guys need to regain your power back. And you're never going to regain your power back when you keep looking to an outside source. Alright? You guys are almighty. We don't call you goddesses for no reason. I keep telling people, this moon is not natural to this planet. This moon was created to keep women at bay. You know how the moon controls the currents of the oceans, right? Controls water. Water stands for what? In tarot form. In tarot terms, it stands for emotions. Women naturally aren't emotional beings like that. They're very logical. Just like men. We get it from you guys. But you guys are far more intelligent than us on so many levels. Not only that, but you can control a planet way better than us. This is why they will never, especially the American government. I don't know, other countries around this world would have a female president and shit like that, a female ruler. But America, never. They don't want you guys to know the truth of just how better the economy and shit like that would be with a woman running it. They don't want you guys to know the truth. So, yeah, so it's like, you do what you do, man. You do what you gotta do. You do what you want to do. But like I said, spiritual warfare. I mean, you guys are gonna keep playing dumb, or you guys gonna actually stand up to your true divinity? You know what I mean? And that goes for everybody too. Like, that goes for everybody, man. I know motherfuckers be like, people who are asleep, let them be asleep because they deserve it, right? Especially the NPCs. The NPCs and the clones and shit, like you guys, like I said, you guys don't have souls. So with that being said, there's a lot that just will not resonate with you. Then on top of that, you're running off of heavy programming that some would say is impossible to break, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Every computer system can be subject to a virus. Period. Every software system can receive a virus. So with that being said, I just think it takes time, man. Like the way I see it is NPCs can wake up too. Y'all can wake up too, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was created on this planet for you to go to work unless you are one of the shoe-ins in the NPC. Unfortunately, yeah, that's your programming. Unfortunately, you were created to work. This is why this whole system is running on its own shit. It's not the chosen that's running it, it's these NPCs that keeps it going on a hamster wheel. And then you got a lot of sleep individuals who refuse to wake up. So it's like, you guys know what's up. You hear the news, you see what Trump is doing. And it ain't just, you can't just put all the blame on Trump alone, because it's not him alone. All the presidents had a hand in what's going on right now. You know, since the beginning, since your forefathers, they all had a hand on what's going on right now. So you can't put all the blame on Trump. But yeah, it's about to be warfare in America. And nobody's seeing it coming because everybody refuses to wake up. I mean, granted, you got those who are woke. You know, they're with it somewhat halfway. You know, halfway out the door, halfway in. But it's something. At least you're there. You got other motherfuckers who are just completely asleep. They don't care. And then on top of that, they're completely controlled by the programming of survival mode. All right. I gotta go to work because my bills gotta be paid. I gotta have my house. I gotta have my car. I gotta have my phone. These are all things that have been replaced and given to you by this matrix that they make you think you need. And you don't. You really don't. It's like everything, down to the food, down to the entertainment, down to the clothes you wear, down to your daily hygiene, down to your education system. Everything is false. Everything. But until you truly wake up, you will never see it. Until you actually learn how to look at things from a higher perspective and not seeing them for what they are, you will never see it. Right? You will never see it. Yes, I'm loving this video, man. I came correct this time. The other one last night, that shit was full gazy, fam. I'm like, damn. So yeah, it's like women used to rule this world, and you guys, it's time for you guys to rule this world once again. This time you have help. You have men like myself who's been forced to operate in their divine feminine energy. And by doing so, we were able to come across a lot of fucking information that you guys have not. So yes, whether you believe it or not, you have a lot of men who is ready to go to war for you. You just gotta say word. You gotta say word. Alright? You gotta say word. We're waiting on you guys. We're waiting on you. But it's never gonna happen when you keep giving praises to a source outside of yourself. You keep giving these praises to a source outside of yourself, and yet you're still constantly going through shit. Still going through shit. Something's got to give. At some point, you got to start asking questions. And I mean, not to yourself, like, grab your labias and your backbone and start questioning this motherfucker you call out to. Look, confirmation. Straight up. Like, you stand in your power, man. Don't be afraid to come at these motherfuckers next. I'm telling you, do not be afraid to make them adjust themselves. And I say them because there's more than one God. But don't be afraid to make them adjust themselves, man. They ain't gonna have no choice but to. But just be prepared, because a lot of you guys, I know that shit's tough, man. It's tough. Like for me, it was easy because, I used to be a Christian and shit. My mom used to keep me in the church. For those who were chosen, 9 times out of 10, that's what happened. Your family made sure your ass was in church. Period. I remember when I was a child, I'm aware, super aware of shit. So I used to sit up here and ask questions about why is everybody in the congregation colored, but yet y'all worshiping and praying to a white Jesus. None of that sense. It didn't make sense to me. Even when as I was growing up, I always had random ass older white women who would come up to me and tell me, like they would tell me that. I remember my art teacher in high school. I forgot her name. I think it was Miss Schmidt. I can't remember. But there was one day, man. I was in high school. I was really talented. I used to be able to 31. I used to be able to draw really good, to the point to where I did not have to do any of the classwork that all the students had to do. Like, she just wanted me to draw. I don't know what it was, but she seen something in me. But it was one day, end of the day, that was the last class that I had for that schedule. She asked me to stay back while everybody else left. I thought I was in trouble or something. And she took me to the chalkboard. We had this diagram, this picture of all the colors, right? And she pointed to the black shades and the white, and she was like, well, the black and white, that's all shades. And in between these shades, this is where you get the color spectrum from, this and that and this. But she kept saying that all colors come from black. You remember that? Like, she didn't come out and be like, you guys are the original. I did have many. I had plenty. I want to say about 5 older white women throughout the duration of my life come up to me randomly and tell me, you are the original being. Your race is the original race. Real talk. As a child. That's crazy. So yeah, she pretty much was telling me that without actually saying that. She was like, all colors came from black. And she kept saying that. And she was like, I can't sit up here and tell you what I want to tell you, but one of these days when you get older, you're going to remember this, and you're going to come across some information, and you're going to remember what I told you. And damn, she was right. She was straight up right, bro. So knowledge is key, man. Knowledge is power. For real, for real. The more knowledge you know, the better you're off. The higher your frequency goes, the more access you have to certain knowledge that a lot of people don't. Like my knowledge about the moon. You can, if you meditate enough and you ascend enough, you can access your Akashic records. And everybody and anybody who has a soul can access these Akashic records, by the way. Like, it's sort of like it's a spiritual version of the Vatican. I know how the Vatican has the vaults with all the world history and knowledge in it, right? Mainly our shit. But in a spiritual aspect, we also have our vault, and it's called your Akashic Records. Now, this literally holds everything about everything that we've ever been a part of, not just on this planet, but in other planets, in other galaxies, in other universes. It holds all that knowledge. So, like I say, it's cool to read a book, and that you want to read some books is cool. But if you really want to learn some knowledge, access your Akashic Records. You'll be given all the shit you want to know. Trust me. You got to go deep within. All right? Man, this is a long video. The last one wasn't this long. But I just had to make that little. Oh, and there's one last part. All right? Keep an open mind. I know I'm telling you what I'm telling you about the entity and individuals that you keep worshiping and giving praises to outside of yourself. But trust me, if you do look deep for that knowledge, you will find it, and you will thank me later. Okay? You will thank me later. Like I said, it's imperative and it's important that you guys break away from that. Because it doesn't matter how spiritual you claim to be. If you keep doing that, you're just taking power away from yourself. And by you doing that, you're not fully stepping into your power. Therefore, you're not fully being authentic with self. All right? And seeing the fact is how this matrix is going up in shit. It should have went up in shit a long time ago. First off, this matrix should have been done a long time ago. But they didn't want that to happen. They kept it on repeat. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of chaos that's about to happen. It's not just coming to America, it's coming to this whole planet in ways you guys have never seen before. But we need you women to get ready. All right? We need you guys to get ready. I know who I am. I know what I'm here for. In the 3D sense, I'm meant to go through shit like this, like me being homeless, because I'm strong enough to do it. I'm strong enough to be homeless and not look towards an outside source like alcohol, drugs, shit like that to mask my situation. I'll sit here and do that introspection. I'll sit here and look deep within myself. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to face myself, period. But I do this, a lot of us are contracted to do this to help out the actual humans of this planet. Because a lot of you guys aren't. You guys are ran by emotions, especially with this fucking moon here. You're ran by emotions. So you'll go through situations and you'll completely let that situation take control over your life. And you'll either kill yourself, kill somebody else, or go off the deep end and be knee deep in drugs or something else. You know what I mean? Thinking that you can't get out of the situation. So that's why we're here, to let you know and show you, give you proof that it's possible. You can go through the most fucked up shit and make it through it. All right? But that's the 3D sense, though. My real job is to help rebuild this motherfucker once this matrix goes up in smoke. That's my real job. So yeah, I say that to say this. Colored women, prepare yourselves. Get ready. Because it's almost time. Alright? And we need you in tip-top condition. You need your spiritual gifts, your psychic gifts, all of that shit at tip-top. At least close to it. when it's that time. Don't fear what's gonna happen to you. Don't let the bullshit of how this system has separated us from you guys. It's all bullshit. Like I said, you got individuals out there like myself who's ready to go to war for you. We're just waiting on you. Shay.
Switch it.